Good morning. Thank you very much for being here. The Secretary General and the Prime Minister will have short introductory statements, and after that they'll be happy to take some of your questions, and there is simultaneous interpretation. Secretary General.
Good morning. Prime Minister, it is indeed a great pleasure to welcome you to NATO. The fact that you have chosen to make Brussels the destination of your first official visit shows the importance you attach to our relationship. And the Prime Minister and I have had a very positive and very constructive meeting this morning. Georgia is a close and committed partner for NATO. You recently doubled your contribution to our mission in Afghanistan. You have already joined the planning process for the NATO-led mission to train, advise and assist the Afghan forces after 2014. You aspire to join our alliance. And Prime Minister, I welcome your confirmation that your government is committed to that aspiration. I can assure you that NATO is committed to close relations with Georgia. Our cooperation is strong and our dialogue is on the highest level. My meetings this week with you, Prime Minister, and with President Saakashvili are proof of that. And I look forward to a meeting of foreign ministers in the NATO-Georgia Commission less than a month from now. Georgia's elections in October were free and fair and lived up to democratic standards. I encourage all parties in Georgia to keep up that momentum and consolidate democratic progress. That includes full respect for the rule of law, the Constitution, and democratic standards. But the true test of democracy is the ability of the different actors to work together for the good of the country. As I told President Saakashvili on Monday, I strongly urge both of you, Prime Minister, to cooperate and make cohabitation work in full respect for the Constitution in the months to come. This is vital for the Georgian people and for Georgia's future. As we made clear at the NATO summit in Bucharest in 2008 and in subsequent summits, Georgia will become a member of NATO. We are committed to your Euro-Atlantic future and to Georgia's territorial integrity and sovereignty. But membership will take more work and more reforms, and it will take constructive cooperation between all branches of government. So I encourage all parties in Georgia to keep consensus on Georgia's Euro-Atlantic policies and work together to pursue the necessary reforms and meet the highest democratic standards. And I'm confident that Georgia's democracy will pass that test. Thank you. Prime Minister.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Secretary General, for the very interesting meeting. We really had very interesting meeting today. And at the meeting, once again, we witnessed that the Georgian population actually passed the very important test through the elections, which were held on October 1, 2012. And we made very good message to the international community and to the NATO member states and the EU states. Accordingly, the ministerial, which will be held in December, the NATO member states ministerial or the foreign ministerial, and the working group is going to start the meetings. We also have the representatives there. And Mr. Rasmussen already promised us that very special focuses will be made on it, that Georgia really passed very important examination, I mean again, the election, and in December at the ministerial, we will demonstrate the great achievement, the great progress which Georgia achieved through passing this examination. We expressed our regret regarding the postponement of the military committee, which had to be held in Georgia, but Mr. Secretary General assured me that in the nearest future, this question will be rediscussed and we will be able to host them in Tbilisi. I myself personally invited the North Atlantic Council to Georgia, which will speed up and accelerate our integration into the NATO. And of course, it will be very interesting for us. We also, from the both sides, expressed our regret regarding the developments which were developed in Georgia recently. I mean, some arrests and the detentions, and you know very well that I offered to the Secretary General to participate in any form, through any possibility, to have this process very transparent and understandable for everybody and clear. And with a great pleasure, Mr. Rasmussen actually expressed his absolute confidence to us, and he didn't take it necessary, in fact. So he expressed his confidence that was his message with this regard. That was his position. In my conversation, I underlined and I again would say that NATO is, of course, not only military, but also the political structure. Accordingly, we will do our utmost in order, in both sides, in the military component, to have the actually interoperable forces of Georgia, and also, on the other hand, to develop the democratic institutions. The problems we witnessed a few days ago, it was due to the lack of the democracy during the previous government, because instead of building the true democratic institutions, they confined themselves with the facade and some certain wordings, and both in the society and within the armed forces. I ensured the Secretary General and also thanked him for all the contribution the NATO, he personally, as well as the NATO structures made for the development of Georgia. And I also expressed my hope that in the future we also receive the similar assistance. We, the new government of Georgia, we do our best in order to make clear every step made by us, make clear it for the NATO member states, for the international community, and clear for the Secretary General. And the new government will do its best to achieve the goals which we already planned, and to become, in the nearest future, the full-fledged member of the NATO. Thank you very much indeed.